Hey everyone, my name is Ivan Albrook and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I will be talking to you about my run in Indianapolis where I placed 176th out of 1,974 competitors. And I played Slot Box or Basic Box or Raging Bolt or Clefairy Ogerpon. Whatever the hell you want to classify this deck, that's what I used for this tournament. And the deck list is on screen. And before I get into it, I just want to thank every single one of you who I talked to in Indianapolis. Had a fantastic time. Shout out to the group I went to, all from Niagara. You guys are the homies. And everyone else that I met from, our local area or whatever, or people I've met online through Twitter or any other platform. Shout out to you. It was so awesome to meet all of you. And I had a fantastic time. So yeah, if you guys are watching this video, leave a like, comment down below if we talked in Indy or if you were at Indy and how you did and how your experience was. And while you're down there, hit that sub button. It only helps. All right. So my whole goal with this tournament was to just have fun and play the game as well as I could. I was not stressing myself over making a day 2 or not, or winning the tournament. I was going to have fun and ultimately just enjoy my time away from home. It was so important to me that I get to go places and travel and just experience new stuff. So experiencing the Indianapolis Regional was a great time. So this is the deck list. I got this deck list from Ian Robb and his Metafy guide. So if you want to take a look at the Metafy guide, it does cost money, but this is the list that I got from it. The cat's out of the bag. But if you want more in-depth analysis of the deck, I'll leave the link to Ian's Metafy guide in my description here. So, yeah, we play 3 Kangaskhan, 3 Teal Mask, 3 Meowth, 2 Latias, 2 Clefairy, and 1 Raging Bolt. So before, it was 2 Raging Bolt, 1 Clefairy. But Ian made a good point that Dragapult has just played so much that 2 Clefairy was a more efficient and effective attacker in that matchup. So Clefairy was bumped up to 2 and Raging Bolt was bumped down to 1. 1 Pheasantipity, 1 Wellspring Ogerpon, 1 Koraidon, and 1 Shenpao. 4 Crispin, 2 Boss's Orders, 2 Cyrano, 1 Cypher Maniac, 1 Judge, 1 Lily, 4 Ultra Ball, 4 E-Switch, 2 Night Stretcher, 2 Glass Trumpet, 1 Hero's Cape, 3 Area Zero, 8 Grass, 2 Fighting, 2 Lightning, 2 Psychic, and 1 Water. So now you're all wondering why I'm playing Hero's Cape. So Ian made a really good point that caping a Clefairy in Dragapult is super effective. They cannot one-shot it. If you do it on the same turn as you hand disrupting them with a Judge, it's super, super effective. You're taking away their draw and you're posing a big threat to every Pokemon on their board since, Clefairy does such high damage to the dragon types and stuff like that. So that was the main thing. Also, caping a Kangaskhan is very effective as well. And caping a Teal Mask against Pult is very effective too, because most of them are running Moltres now. So the Hero's Cape will protect Teal Mask from dying to Moltres. And also the Koraidon EX is what a lot of people were wondering about. Koraidon was super, super good into Lopunny through testing. And I did play against the Lopunny and it did come up against that. So it was definitely a worthy inclusion. And yeah, so this is the 60 I used. And we'll go through the matchups. So, first matchup was against Teddy on Lucario Hariyama. The game plan for me was super simple. Just set up 2 Clefairies and I win. Simple as that. If I can cape one, even better. But set up Clefairy because that's 2 threats that are taking minimum 3 prize cards. So, really good. I was able to win that set 2 games to nothing. Round 2 against Daniel. A common theme amongst all the Dragapult players were that they were all playing Watchtower, and Daniel ended up playing 2 with the Stamp and the Crushing Hammers. He hit most hammers against me, and paired it with the Watchtower, which was very, very hard to deal with because I couldn't draw anything and I kept draw passing, couldn't really do much. So Daniel took that set 2-0, so that put me at 1-1. And then Asa, who was on Mewtwo Spite Ups, I was able to win that one 2-0. Just the game plan for me was just to set up a Kangaskhan with a Hero's Cape. It's really hard for them to deal with. They can never one-shot it with Mewtwo anyway, but the Hero's Cape adds even more protection, forcing them to extend their bench with the Spite Ops, and that allows me to Wellspring them when I need to. So I won 2-0 against Asa, and then I played against Chip Ritchie, who is one of the official Pokemon commentators for their TCG live streams. Really cool to meet and play against him, and he destroyed me 2-0. He pulled off a really crazy turn against me where I had 3 prize cards left and I had my Kangaskhan in the active. He went from his board being just a Fez and a Teal Mask to having a Hydrapple, 2 more Teal Masks, and a Meganium with the Forest of Vitality in play, and he unfair stamped me all in one turn, and he was able to knock out my Kangaskhan, which set me very far back because I didn't have anything else set up. I kind of struggled to set up multiple attackers, so that was really tough to deal with. So shout out to Chip for making day 2. It was really cool to play against you and meet you. So 2-2. Round 5, I played against Ganon, and he was on Slowking. It seemed like he had a little bit trouble setting up. My Wellspring did a lot of the work. I was able to take out multiple Slowking pieces, which ultimately led to me winning 2-0. In a matchup that seems on paper pretty difficult, I was just able to set up the Wellspring and Teal Mask in the background because, the Kyurem attack doesn't hit the Terras on the bench. So that's kind of like the whole game plan, keep my board limited so it's less effective for him to Kyurem. Round 6, I played against Eric, and once he flipped over a Carvana, I was feeling really good because that's a really good matchup for me. The Teal Masks do all the work, and that's exactly what happened both games. Teal Masks were just able to set me so far ahead, and I was able to win that game, or win that set 2-0. And at that point, I was 4-2, and I thought, okay, I could actually make day 2. I'm going to lock in and see how I do. Round 7, I played against Jacob, and he flipped over a Zorua, and I felt on top of the world because another really good matchup for me just happened. And in both games, I was just able to outpace him, and he just wasn't really able to follow through with many Zoroark attacks, especially in the second game. He had a little bit trouble setting up multiple Zoroarks, and he had to sack the Reshiram and Zekrom a couple times. So I was able to win that set 2-0, putting me at 5-2. So all I needed was an ID in round 8, which is exactly what Michael and I did in round 8, putting us both at 5-2-1 and advancing to phase 2. We played the first round of phase 2 in round 9, or the last round of the Saturday, and I played against Cameron, who was on Dragapult Blaziken. I won the first game pretty convincingly. I set up a couple Clefairies, and both also did a lot of work. So I also Cruel Arrowed a couple times in that first game, so that was very effective. So I won the first game, and then the second game, Cameron stuck me with the Watchtower, which really, really hurt me. And they were able to top deck a Lily to stay in the game, and eventually just set up Candy Pulp, Candy Blaziken, which was very tough to deal with. And won them the second game, and then the third game, Cameron just fired on all cylinders with the Watchtower and the Judge, and also unfair stamped me. So I had limited cards, couldn't really do much of anything, and Cameron ended up winning in the third game there. So after the first day, I was 5-3-1. So I thought to myself, okay, my goal for tomorrow is just to go positive, go 3-1 or 2-1-1 or something like that. And that's exactly what I did. I went 3-1 in the following day. I started out day 2 with a win against Anthony, who was on Low Punny. I won the coin flip, and I started with Kangaskhan, attach pass. He started with Abra pass, and then I showed him Crispin, and then I won the first game very quickly. I donked the Abra. Game 2, he went first and kind of just outpaced me with the low pun. He took a knockout with Moltres as well. I wasn't able to find the Hero's Cape or the Teal Mask. So Anthony ended up taking game 2, and then game 3 I went first, and I was able to keep a limited board state against him. And I eventually did a lot of the work with the Koraidon to knock out the low punnies, which ultimately won me the match. So 6-3-1 at this point. I was pretty happy. Into round 11, I played against Jared, who was on Lucario, and again, it's a very, very simple strategy for me. Just set up 2 Clefairies, and I should be good. Now, Jared did play the Cornerstone, which thankfully I had my Raging Bolt in the deck to be able to deal with, but that was his late game answer to me. But fortunately enough for me, I was able to just set up a Raging and finish off the Cornerstone in the first game, and then the second game, just a slight misplay. He mispromoted his Riolu. He should have promoted the Riolu, but he promoted the Solrock. And he would have actually been able to take out my Clefairy on his second turn. So just a slight misplay ended up winning me the game. I had full control after that misplay anyway. I had a second Clefairy set up, and there wasn't a whole lot Jared could do to keep pace with me. So I won that set 2-0. Round 12, I played against Darren, who was on Dragapult Hammers, and again he played the Watchtower as well, and stuck me with the Judge and the Watchtower, which is just really hard to deal with, especially when the deck relies so much on the Kangaskhan draw. So Darren ended up winning in time against me. The way I lost was I needed a Lightning Energy to win the set. I had a Lilies, I had a Fez, and I had a Kangaskhan draw and a Teal Mask draw. Unfortunately, I did not get an E-Switch or Lightning to win me the game because I had a Bolt with a Fighting on the bench. Quite unfortunate, but it is what it is. At this point, I'm 7-4-1. I thought, okay, let's just finish off with the win. Ended on a high note, and I paired into Sergio, who is a Greater Toronto area local. He was playing Mewtwo. I won the first game pretty convincingly just by attacking with Kangaskhan a bunch of times, knocking out his Mewtwo with Raging Bolt, and then just finishing off with another Kangaskhan. So I won the first game. The second game, he took the early initiative and kind of out-traded me early on with the Spidops. Not a whole lot I can do at that point. He got a really early lead, so he outpaced me in game 2, and then game 3, I started Kangaskhan, attached a Hero's Cape, and just started swinging. And unfortunately, he couldn't build up a board to deal with the Kangaskhan. So unfortunate for him, but that's just how the game goes sometimes. Shout out to all my opponents. Everyone was super nice to play against, and everyone was great. So shout out to everyone. So that put me at 8-4-1, which was good enough for 176th place out of 1,974. That's a top 256 finish. And yeah, it felt really good to get a second day 2 this year. So ending the season off on a really high note, feel really good. I'm not doing NAIC or any other events this season, so this tournament netted me 60 championship points, which put me at a final CP amount of 354, which exceeded my expectations for this season. I just wanted to have fun with this game, maybe do a little better than I did last season, make a day 2, max out on locals. I maxed out on challenges, but I was not able to max out on cups. I've gotten so unlucky at cups this season. It's not a joke. It's crazy. I just get the worst draws when it matters at cups. But anyway, my season is over. Thank you guys so much for sticking along with me as I report these tournaments. I know I haven't uploaded in a while. It's just I haven't earned any championship points in a while, and I was also busy with school, and work is starting up again as well. So just haven't been able. Just wasn't really any point to uploading anything. Nothing really exciting as far as my tournaments go. So just wanted to wait till after Indianapolis to upload. And yeah, so here's the video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all the support. Leave a like, comment down below, hit that sub button, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Talk to you later. Peace out.